Hello everyone, this is Moses from Wilona's Cave, and we are continuing the heist of the Noble Manor with the rule set of Blades in the Dark. If you've just joined us and have not seen episode 5 of the series, I will put up episode 5 on the screen right now, so you can watch that before starting this episode. So we are going to get right to it and begin the episode. We left off where the team and Rick Sanchez were going into another room with a locked door. With the dice roll, I, the GM, know that there are 2 guards in the next room. The players do not know that. The door behind them was trapped and shut on them due to the not-so-stellar roll using Tinker by the spider Ulrich. Alia, the Whisper, has 2d6 on Survey, where the player can observe the situation and anticipate outcomes. The book states the following. One moment. You might spot telltale signs of trouble before it happens. Alia says, keep quiet everyone. Let me put my ear against the wall if I could hear anyone. And if the player can roll a critical success, then I could also figure out how many people are in the next room, if there is anyone in the next room at all. Now, I will put the position of action as controlled, since Alia is only gently resting her ear against the wall. So let us see if she can discover signs of what may be in the next room. And she rolled a 6. Great success, thank goodness. Not a critical success, but a success nonetheless. Now let's go to our racing progress clocks, one moment, and I will make this a standard effect, which gives the successful action 2 ticks on the PC clock due to how smooth and effective Alia was on this action. Alia looks back at the team and whispers, I hear people talking in the other room. Diggory replies, do you know how many of them there are behind the door, Alia? She responds, no, the player wasn't that lucky. But we know that there are 2 guards, of course. Ulrich says, I can use Tinker and try to unlock the door. Diggory looks at Ulrich and says, no, it's too risky. The last door you dropped everything, and luckily no one was here to hear it. I hate to use another special move of yours, Rick, so early on, but do you have anything you can use to knock out whoever is behind this locked door? Then Rick says, do I? Let's just say that after I use my next ability, you're always going to want to keep Pepto-Bismol in your sacks. Ulrich looks at Alia and Diggory and asks, what's Pepto-Bismol? Alia just shrugs her shoulders. So Rick steps up to the door and then says to the group, if I were all you, I would hold your breath now and after we get this door open. The group takes a deep breath in and holds their breath. Rick puts a gas mask on. Now Rick will use his 2nd out of 3 total special abilities I gave him. Once he uses all 3 of his special abilities though, he will then use his portal gun and get out of here, leaving the rest of the team behind. What Rick is going to try to do is fill the next room with a gas that, when inhaled, will make anyone begin farting uncontrollably and painfully. So a lot of farting. Rick then gets a contraption from one of his many pockets and puts it up against the lock, since there is a hole through the keyhole to the other room. He presses a button on the gadget and says, let her rip. So let's get 2d6 for Rick and let's see what he rolls. A 6, another success for Rick. So because his last action was with an unlocked door in episode 5, I gave 1 tick to the PC clock. But because Rick successfully performed this action with the door being locked, I will give the PC 2 ticks on their racing progress clock. Well, the villain team is definitely climbing up. You can see a green gas seep through the edges of the door frame and keyhole. slightly filling the room they are in as well. You also can hear the people in the other room screaming in agony. Oh, my stomach, it hurts so much. I told you, you shouldn't have eaten that extra burrito. And it smells so bad in here now. I'm gonna pass out. Then Rick says to the group, all right, you better hurry up and unlock this door before you run out of breath and get a big whiff of stank air. Ulrich runs up to the door and performs the action of Tinker, which he's a 2d6 with that action. I will put their position at risky due to them holding their breath while Ulrich is going to try and unlock the door. Ulrich tries to unlock the door and he rolls a 5. Okay, in the book it states that with a roll of a 4 or a 5, you do it but suffer consequence. So the door unlocks. Now to deal with the consequence. After Ulrich unlocks the door, he looks back at the team and says, "Hey, I did it!" The other team members, including Rick's eyes, open wide, and then Ulrich realizes what he has done. He inhaled the fart spell. At that moment, Ulrich grabs his stomach and says, "Oh, I don't feel so good." Then he falls violently to the ground, screaming, "Oh, it hurts so bad." And just like the soldiers in the other room, Ulrich is now incapacitated. Ulrich successfully unlocked the door, but because of the situation, this is really bad and really risky. So I'm going to be adding a tick mark to the noble side. Rick looks at Alia and Diggory. Remember, Rick is the only one with a gas mask on, and says to the team, "You better get him out of here before he gets worse. The only cure is fresh open air." So with this new consequence, I am going to create a new progress danger clock. The team needs to get Ulrich out of this room as fast as possible. If all 4 segments fill up on the clock, they will not be able to utilize Ulrich's skills for the rest of the score. Now remember, Alia and Diggory are still trying to hold their breath. The next room is full of the fart spell and of course the fart stench. And the room behind them is shut closed from the trap being triggered in the previous episode. Now the first thing that comes to my mind is, does this corridor they are currently in have a window? I don't want to use Mythic Game Master Emulator like I've done on other episodes to find out, so I'm going to use the fortune roll in Blades in the Dark. Okay, so I rolled a 5. So yes, there is a window, but it's locked with what appears to be magic. If I had rolled a 6, then I would have said that there was a simple lock on the window. Diggory has to decide what to do. He can grab Ulrich, go through the next room, and just run through it to the other room that they know has an unlocked door that is shown on the map. But they will be going into that room blind and smelling like farts. Does he try to open the window locked by magic, or try to smash the trap door behind them? He only has 1d6 for wreck, an action where you unleash savage force to try and smash through the trap door behind them. Yep, yeah, that's what he's going to be doing. I'm going to give him a bonus die, though, giving him now 2d6 to the roll for the action, but Diggory has to take 2 stress for that bonus. Let me write that down, one moment. Diggory then walks to the other side of the room, opposite the trap door, and then he wants to try to throw his boulder at the trap door, which he always carries over his head without resting his arms for some reason. Now we are rolling a 2d6. Here we go. And he rolled a fail, double 3s, which means suffer complications. Now I am going to be filling in the first tick mark on the danger progress clock. So what happened was that Diggory was about to throw the boulder at the door, but because he had been holding the boulder over his head this entire time, his arms became numb and he dropped the giant boulder on his feet. Diggory gasped in pain, "Ah!" and in doing so, inhaled the fart spell. He then grabs his stomach and bends over slowly and lets rip the loudest fart anyone has ever heard. So loud that I'm going to roll a fortune roll to see if it was loud enough that others in the noble's manor heard that fart as well. Now, what do I roll for a fortune roll in Blades in the Dark for how loud a fart was? I'll just do a 2d6 for it. No one heard it if I roll a 6, except the team, of course. If I roll a 4 or 5, then someone in the room past the next room heard it. And if I roll a 1 to 3, then the whole manor heard it. Okay, great, good, a 6. Well, thank goodness that no one heard the loud butt crackle. Then Rick says, "Speak for yourself. I can't hear anything out of my left ear now." Ulrich the spider is on the ground, and Diggory the cutter is out. It's all up to Aelia the whisper to save the day. Will she be able to do it? We'll find out on another day on Wilona's Cave. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed episode 6. Please subscribe, share, like, and comment. Let me know what you liked and what you didn't like. Every episode is a learning process. Happy gaming, everyone. Bye.